Hello, everybody. Hello, world. Hello, America. Welcome to the Carcell Pod. Carcell Pod, Ep.2. Um, yeah, where I left off last week. I'm gonna start off where I left off last week. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I was just reading something. I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, Ep.2. So I'm gonna start off where I left last week, which was doing my music right after I graduated. Um, yeah, I started doing music right after I graduated high school, and yeah, I just started recording myself and making beats and stuff like that, and um, until from there till now, to be honest, like I've worked with some people, made a lot of songs, and did a lot of shows, and had a lot of fun, and had a lot of dope times out there. Until all the way up to all the way up until now. That's what I've been up to, just making music, doing shows, and dropping albums. And I'm still gonna keep doing that. So now you're all caught up. Well, not all caught up. I'm lying. Um, actually, there's a lot more to the story. Actually, but anyways, yeah, I just um, barely dropped the album like 5 months ago, um, called Carcex, Carcex. Um, but let's go back in time before we talk about Carcex, because that's July 2025. And I want to talk about probably like what 2013, 14 right now. So in 2014, I dropped my first album called Vinyl Soul. Worked with a producer I met on SoundCloud. With this project, with that project, because it's already out. But yeah, worked with someone on that one, and then the one after that was another one that I worked on with the same producer. So two albums, and then um, years later, this is 2014, so we're jumping to like 2018. I met another producer, and then made worked with him on an album called Songs About Love, which was my third album that I made. Um, yeah, Songs About Love was I considered that my debut. Um, I consider that my debut album. Um, yeah, but I dropped something before that though. My bad, I had some technical difficulties. But anyways, yeah, I dropped the album called Songs About Love in 2021. But I'm jumping ahead because something special happened in 2020. So when I dropped my album, well, actually, let me go back to the beginning of it. When I was brainstorming about it, um, yeah, I was brainstorming about this album for a while, called Songs About Love. Um, this is the one I worked on the longest out of any album that I worked on. I started in 2018 and I ended up finishing in 2021. So it took 3 years to finish that one. But anyways, I started working on this project because I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna make. Actually, it was a song that I had made that inspired the whole thought of songs about love. So, so yeah, it was a song. I forgot which song it is. I think it's this song called "Shawty and the Tramp." My song called "Shawty and the Tramp." I had wrote that song in the beginning of 2018, and I didn't end up finishing that song until like toward the end or toward the time I was gonna release the album. So in 2021, so it took me 3 years to like mix and master that soundtrack. So, but anyways, yeah. So I wanted to make this album called Songs About Love, and I had started working on songs for it, and I had created the song called Say, S-A-Y, and on this song I'm talking about the father that I want to be, and like my baby mama, and like the baby mama drama and stuff like that. But I don't have a baby mama or any type of baby mama drama or even a girlfriend at all. I never had a girlfriend in reality, in real life. So, you know what I mean? So that's what I had made that song for, that purpose, because it's like I do dream of being a father one day, and not only being a father but being a great father, you know what I mean? So yeah. But I have this song, right, called Say. And I like the song a lot. So what I wanted to do is I had ended up working on artwork. Like I started at the time I had recently started doing animation for the first time. So I was like, okay, just for like a project, I'm just gonna make a music video, an animated music video for this song called Say. So what I did first was I had got some paper, and I had drew 9 boxes on the paper, and then after I drew the 9 boxes on the paper, I drew each line from the song called Say on the paper, in each box. So each box got a line, and then after I wrote all the lines on the paper, I drew a picture for each line on the paper. And then after I finished that, I had went on the computer and had drew the characters and the miscellaneous things around that I drew on the computer. So I translated everything to the computer. So on the computer, my goal was to make it look comic book like a comic book style art. So, but it was at the same time added my own unique touch, my own unique style to it. You know what I mean? So it's like a comic book style, but my own version of a comic book style artwork. But anyways, I translated everything that I drew on the paper to the computer, and I started off with myself when it came to the characters. I started off with me. I drew myself first. I drew one version. I drew another version. And then I like the second version better than the first version. Then after I drew myself, I drew my dream baby mama, which is a character that I drew on the paper, which is just basically my baby mama. She's supposed to be my baby mama, but on the computer, I named her Dream Baby Mama. And then when I drew her, I made sure that I drew her the way I like, just my style and just like my type, you know what I mean? So I drew my type when I drew this character, and I made sure I did, and I was very excited about drawing this character because I was recording it. So I was just so excited that I started recording it. So, but I was very excited about this character. I think this is the most excited I've ever been about a character or any drawing ever. Like, but yeah, like I was very excited around this time, 2020. February, it was like around February 2020 when I drew this character. February 20 something, 2020. Yeah, I drew this character, for my music video, and But anyways, let me continue my story. So, I drew this character, and then so I drew this character, but I didn't end up doing anything with her basically, I'm jumping too ahead. Okay, so I drew this character, I finished her, and then after I finished her, I didn't end up finishing the music video, and I ended up sitting with all the artwork for two more years. So I ended up dropping the album without making the same music video, but I did put the character in an alternate video where it was basically an animation of the whole entire album, and that's basically what I ended up doing. Instead of making a music video just for one song, I made a whole entire animation for the whole entire album, and I put it on YouTube. I put it on YouTube. So it's on YouTube still. All you gotta do is type in Carcell and songs about love, and you'll find it on YouTube. You gotta type in Carcell songs about love full movie. Type in Carcell songs about love full movie, and then you'll find it if you want to see the animation that I made for the whole album. But but I didn't end up making a music video like I wanted to for that song, but I still ended up putting that character on the songs about love animated full animated album animation. Yeah. But anyways, I ended up sitting with Starla, my character, my dream baby mama, for 2 years. And then I decided that I wanted to make a video game instead of making a music video. So what I did was that I went to get the video game designing program, and then I ended up putting the frames that I made for the cartoon into the video game instead, and just turning it into a video game. But while I was working on the video game, while I was brainstorming for the video game, actually this was before I had, actually no, this is after I had made it a video game, but I was just brainstorming around this time. I had already made it into a video game, but I was just brainstorming. This is 2022 now, so I'm just brainstorming, thinking about Starla and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look for an inspiration for Starla, because I never really dived into a female artist ever before. And what I mean by female artists, I mean all female artists. I never really dived into any female artist ever before. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do some deep diving on some female artists, and just get my knowledge up on some artists, and just you know what I mean, listen to their albums, watch their movies and stuff like that. So I was just gonna go on an adventure. So what I did was I went on YouTube, and at the time, this is just like a side little thing, but at the time, the Janet Jackson documentary had just came out, and that was perfect because I was looking for inspiration for my character Starla. So this that Janet Jackson documentary inspired me a lot around that time, and I was just like, yeah, I want to get into female artists and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, so it kind of started off with Janet Jackson a little bit. I started listening to Janet Jackson's music, which is cool because I never really listened to Janet Jackson at the time, and I was 27. So I was listening to Janet Jackson for the first time, and it was cool. And after Janet Jackson, I wanted to listen to somebody that was like more current and stuff like that. So I started listening to Ariana Grande after Janet Jackson, and Ariana Grande was cool. I listened to her for like a week or for like a few weeks, and after Ariana Grande, I started listening to Ella Mai, because I remember Ella Mai from her first song and stuff like that. So I started listening to Ella Mai for a while. Liked her music. Then from Ella Mai, I had heard a song that she made with this girl named Mahalia. She had did a collaboration with her on the song, and then I liked it. You know what I mean? So I started listening to her after that, and then she was cool. I really liked her music a lot. And then some days went by, and then I ended up getting a suggested video, because you know how you watch YouTube and you get suggested videos after a while. I had got a suggested video to watch Tinashe X by Tinashe. So I was like, hey, I remember you. I remember Tinashe. Like, I remember her from 2 On, but I never heard of her like ever since. So I was just like, hey, Tinashe, I know Tinashe, that's what's up. So I clicked it, boom. X marks the spot, can you find it? A song came on. The music video came on. Watched it. I was like, okay, this is dope. Okay, dope. I see you, Tinashe. That's what's up. Like Tinashe really impressed me. Like, out of all the people that I've seen so far, Tinashe impressed me the most. Honestly, just keeping it real. Like it was dope. Like I couldn't believe it. Like I was just like, whoa. But I was excited to watch more Tinashe after that. But anyways, I watched X. After I watched X, I watched another video from Tinashe. I watched Just Save Room for Us. I was like, okay. Just save room for us. No. Just save room for us. Somewhere. Just save room for us. I was like, okay, this is dope. I like her style, I like the way she dances and all that stuff. Then boom, watched that one all the way through. I was like, okay, boom. Days later, February 14th, 2022. I remember like it was yesterday. 3 years later. But anyways, watching the February 14th, 2022. All of a sudden, I went on YouTube, and then I see that Tinashe dropped a music video an hour ago. I was like, okay. All right, let's go. That's what's up. I'm a Tinashe fan now. You know what I mean? Boom. Clicked on it. Boom. do 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 no 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 no. I've been wondering why we do them at the highest of highs. I started watching naturally. I was like, okay, I like this song. I like this beat, and I like the lyrics so far. And kept playing. Yeah, yeah. Wait. So on this part, I'm just like, okay, I like this song, you know. Your body knows, baby. Knows me, baby. I'm just watching it. I was like, okay, this is. I never I'm barely watching Tinashe, so I'm just like, okay. So I'm just watching it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Not only your body knows me, baby. And then she gets to the part where she gets inside the barnyard thing. She walks in, right? And at this point, I'm looking at Tinashe. I'm like, dang, Tinashe, for the first time ever, I'm looking at Tinashe for the first time. So that's what it was like. I was just like, dang, I'm looking at Tinashe for the first time. Like, really looking at her. Looking at her, checking her out, basically what I'm saying. So I started checking out Tinashe for the first time ever on Naturally, right? Third try in. I'm barely checking out Tinashe, barely. And I like what I see at this point. Baby, I believe I'm meant to be. That part. Baby, I believe it. Go on the video and find the part where she says, baby, I believe it. And tell me what you see. But anyways, I was on watching it, right? And then I'm recording right now, Mom. Baby, I believe and stuff like that. But anyways, so it gets to that part, right? And I'm just like, whoa, I'm checking out Tinashe for the first time ever. You know what I mean? I'm just like, wow. Like, okay, Tinashe's beautiful. I never really noticed. I never really seen her. I never really looked at her like that before. So that's what's going on in my mind. So, baby, I believe right there. Check that part out on the video. So go on that part and on the video, baby, I believe, and see what she's doing. But anyways, so like around that part, I'm checking out Tinashe for the first time, and I like what I see. And then all of a sudden, all of a sudden, literally all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm just like this. I'm like, hold on. I know I'm not tripping, but Tinashe looks familiar. Out of nowhere, like literally watching it. And I really want y'all to stop right here and think about this. When I say out of nowhere, all of a sudden, Tinashe looks familiar to me. What you mean, Carcell? What do you mean Tinashe looks familiar to you all of a sudden? Like, I've been looking at her for 3 times. I looked at her on 3 different videos, and I've seen her before. Like, what do you mean she looks familiar to you? What I mean is that she just looks familiar to me, like somebody else, like somebody that I met before or something like that. Oh, Carcell, that's what you mean. Okay. All right, so let me tell you. She looked familiar to me out of nowhere. And I started thinking to myself, I'm like, dang, why is she looks familiar. So I kept watching, and I was like thinking to myself, like, dang, she looks familiar. Who she look like? And at first I thought she looked like my sister. I was just thinking, like, she's like my sister. And I was like, nah, she don't look like my sister. I mean, she does look like my sister. She reminds me of my sister, but she doesn't look like my sister. So I kept thinking and thinking. I was like, dang, I have another sister. I'm like, wait, she looks like my other sister? Nah, she don't look like my other sister. Somebody, she looks like somebody. And I kept thinking and thinking. And then I came to, I got it. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, she looked like my friend named such and such. And I was like, yeah, that's her. That's who she looks like. That's who Tinashe looks like. She's like my friend named such and such. All of a sudden, I just kept thinking. I'm like, wait, no, hold on, there's something else. And I just couldn't think about it. And I just kept watching it, right? Just kept watching it. And all of a sudden, hold on, something else came back. I'm watching it, right? I'm watching it. I'm just watching naturally. Watching it. I'm like, dang, I know she look like somebody. I thought she looked like my friend. Thought she looked like my sisters. Who does she look like? Kept watching and kept watching. And all of a sudden, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Tinashe looks like my dream baby mama, Starla. I was like, what? First thing I did was call my mom. I was like, Mom, come here. You won't believe it. Mom came in. I showed her. I told her. I was like, Tina, she looked like my drawing of my dream baby mama. And she was like, what? Checked it out. And then she was like, well, and she agreed that she looks like Starla too. So basically, I drew my dream baby mama for my music video, right? Went to look for inspiration for my dream baby mama. And I ended up finding a woman that looks exactly like my dream baby mama on an accident. Isn't that crazy? I drew my dream baby mama, right? I went on the internet looking for inspiration. Just inspiration. And then I ended up finding a woman. Like fast. Like it only took what? Four artists? Ariana Grande, Ella Mai, Mahalia, and then Tinashe. It only took 4 artists. It only took 3. No. It only took, yeah. Like, what the? How is that possible? I drew my dream baby mama and found her. That's amazing. Wow. What happened after that? I got stuck. I got stuck on Tinashe. I got stuck on how beautiful she is. Like, hold on, that's not even it. How beautiful she is. That's not what this is. You like my cartoon? Like, I can't even believe my eyes. I can't believe this. Like, literally, Tinashe, like, that's what I want to tell her. I want to tell Tinashe, yo, this right here is driving me crazy right here. How do you look exactly like my cartoon character of my girlfriend? I never had a girlfriend before. What is the universe telling me right now? What is the universe trying to tell me about Tinashe? Because she looks like my drawing of my baby mama that I drew for my music video that I'm talking about. And I'm talking about my family, the family that I want to have, the father that I want to be one day. What is this? What is the universe telling me right now? Why does Tinashe look like my baby mama? That's what's going on in my mind, and it's been going on in my mind ever since that happened. And it's 2025 right now, and this is not even where I'm at right now. Like, the story is not over. I gotta keep telling y'all more. But this happened in 2022. So I'm tripping about Tinashe. Like, tripping. I'm still tripping. People was tripping off me tripping. You know what I mean? And I had to like really get myself away from people so I wouldn't get in trouble anymore. Cause I keep getting in trouble. I kept getting in trouble by people because people act like they didn't understand me. Like, what you mean, Carcell? What do you mean? My cartoon character looks like Tinashe. That's it. And you acting like you don't get it. And I had to explain this to people for years. Like dang, like, why is this so hard to understand? Like, I understand it sounds crazy, right? It almost sounds made up. But come on, my G's. Like, we live in 2025. Y'all believe everything on the phone, but y'all don't believe somebody when they say that. Not believe somebody, but you acting like you don't understand me when I say that I drew a character and Tinashe looks like my character. I think the whole thing is just that you think that Tinashe is so high up that the whole like thing is just like not even a point like to even talk about. But we'll talk about that soon because that's called underestimation and underestimating people and who they are and who they know and stuff like that too. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, I was being tested and being you know what I mean, criticized and manipulated by people that I cared about in my life that I thought was my friends and family and close family and stuff like that. But I ended up going through a lot of hospitalization because of a lot of things, but it's not just one thing specific. But I personally felt like it was because of my dream baby mama stuff after a certain point, you know what I mean? But yeah, I went through some hardships, but the story's not over yet. That's not where I'm at yet. But anyways, this is 2022. 2022, February 14th. After February 14th, my mind just was stuck on Tinashe all day. All day. Like, I couldn't stop watching naturally. I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe that Tinashe looks like my cartoon character. Like, it doesn't even make sense. That's literally the craziest coincidence. I don't care what the world tries to throw at me after this. You know what I mean? That's what's going on in my mind and going on in my mind now at that time. Like, it's like nobody's going to throw me off from what I know what happened. You know what I mean? Like, I literally got my fingers and drew this character from my mind, from my soul, from my heart. And she looks like Tinashe. So that's where I'm at right at that time. Was, you know, I was just trapped in that loop right there, just thinking about that all day. And that's why I ended up getting hospitalized because people around me couldn't take it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I had to suffer the consequences because I didn't have enough people to talk to because something happened with certain people that I ended up working with and stuff like that. So I wasn't really comfortable talking to anybody. So it was just me and just some of the close ones of some of the closer families. But it was just a misunderstanding of things going on at the time. But I've worked it out now. But it was just a problem back then and stuff like that. But I ended up working it out and stuff like that. But yeah, it was just a lot of misunderstanding, mishearing, and things like that, and misconstruing things, and you know what I mean, over exaggerations and things like that. It's like, man, like life is not, you know what I mean, life is not even that complicated. Sometimes some people just be making it complicated. You know what I mean? All you gotta do really is just go to work and come back home and be good with your life. You don't gotta go out here messing with people, and I don't mess with nobody. All I've been doing was trying to find my way ever since I graduated high school. I'm 31 years old. I had some things go on in my life that stopped me a little bit and stopped me from growing a little bit, but now I'm growing up even faster, and I'm gonna catch up to where I'm supposed to be now because of what I've done. But we're gonna get there soon. But anyways, I just be jumping ahead and stuff like that. So, but anyways, let's get back to it. So, 2022, I drew my dream baby mama, and I found her basically, and that is literally the coldest thing that ever happened to me at that time. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I was just like, what? Like I really couldn't wrap my mind around it, and it took a while. It really took a minute for me to grasp what was going on. Like, Like, cause I had Googled it and everything. Like, never happened to anybody. Nobody ever drew their dream partner and actually found them, or even drew their dream partner ever. Like, there's no one. You know what I mean? I had Googled it and everything. So that's why I was just sitting there thinking, like, I just couldn't get over that thought for a while, you know. But anyways, so that happened 2022. Boom. And then something happened where like a year later, this is 2022, that's why I realized that Tina should like Starla. 2023 was just like a wasted year because I was in the hospital for like 6 months. And then after that, in 2024, one of my friends ended up working with someone that worked with Tina Shay, and I was very excited about that. You know what I mean? So that happened, that made me feel good. But actually, let me go back because I'm forgetting about my book that I made, which is something important because I have to talk about that so I can promote it and you guys can go and read it, so you guys can understand what I'm talking about in depth. You know what I mean? More in depth, and then you guys will be able to ask me questions when you guys hear me, when I'm recording and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Um, so we're gonna get to that, but 1 second. My bad, I'm a smoker. I had to go grab my black and mild real quick. Yeah. Check. Okay, we're back. Grab some water real quick. Light this black real quick. But I want this pod, right? I want my pod to be big. I want y'all to be able to come and talk to me when y'all feel like y'all want to talk to me. Whoever you are, it don't matter who you are. We could all talk. You know, especially about me because I haven't really did much. I haven't really been through much. Honestly, I just been chilling a lot most of my life. Just been making music. Just been trying to stay out the way of people, really. But at the same time, trying to grind and trying to make it to the top. You know what I mean? Trying to be in the right places at the right time. You know what I mean? And things like that. But yeah, like it took a lot of time to get to where I am now. You know what I mean? But I want everybody to know that, you know, you could reach out to me. You could talk to me about stuff that I said. If you want to clear it up or something like that. If it was wrong or something like that. Or if you felt like it was just something that was just misunderstood by me and you, then we could talk about it. But other than that, like I haven't really been through much in life. I just been chilling, just making my music. There's only a few people that's affected my life. You know what I mean? To a little tiny bit, but the people that really affected my life is the close ones to me. But it's just like some of the bad stuff is the close ones too. So it was just like a little funny, like to talk about this. Like it's just a little funny in my world, in my universe. But I'm pretty sure nobody else's universe is like this. But mine, for some reason, is like this. My close ones, the people that was close to me, did me dirty, like kicked me while I was down. Like, what the heck? How you gonna kick Carcell while he's down? If you know who Carcell really is, how could you kick Carcell while he's down? Like, he don't do nothing but mind his own business, make music, and That's it. Like, how could you do this to Carcell? Like, that's how I want people to feel. And sometimes about me, you know what I mean? Because I honestly do stay out the way, and I honestly am an honest person, and I tell the truth a lot. You know what I mean? I don't lie about anything, you know. But anyways, I just want people to know that you could come talk to me on my pod whenever you want, or not whenever you want, but you could reach out to me and see if there's space for you, you know. But let me get back to the story though. So I'm tripping about Tinashe. Period. Like, I'm just like, hold up, how did Tinashe like my cartoon character? I know Tinashe existed before Starla, but the whole resemblance thing is just destroying my brain. Like, I literally don't. And she's my character, so how can I move on from the thought of Tinashe looking like Starla? Like, my character, my baby mama. Out of all characters, you like my baby mama character. That's not good, Tinashe. That's what I want to tell Tina. This is not good. This is not good. Like, I can't be walking around here with you not my girl anymore. Like, that's not fair to the universe. That's not fair to my universe. That's not fair to any type of destiny situation. Because if you look like my dream baby mama, that means we gotta be together. That's just how it's supposed to be. Period. And I just want to let you know that. Like, that's just how I feel. That's how I felt about it. You know, so I felt strong about that for a while. You know, and I still feel like that now. And this is barely 2022, so I'm just rounding it up, but in like a small way. So, and on the next episode, we're gonna talk about like stuff in like a live manner instead of like a past tense manner. You know, so I'm just trying to get you guys to get caught up with what I'm talking about and stuff like that before I start talking about everything else that's going on. I mean, the stuff that's going on right now today, and not just me and shit, like stuff like that. You know, this is just a story. This is just an introduction to who I am before we start the Carcell Pod, because people are gonna be like, "Who is Carcell? Who is the Carcell Pod?" And I'm just gotta explain it in the first 2 episodes, just explaining who I am and stuff like that, what I've been through up to now. So I'm just giving you guys a super summarized version of who I am, where I'm at right now, like until we're talking about some everyday stuff instead of some past stuff. So, but yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying it. I enjoy podding, even though it's my first time podding. It took a while to get me here. It took a lot of practice to get me here. I can't just like, you can't just pick up a pen. No, some people can. Some people can just pick up a microphone and just start. But me, it took some time to develop my mind and develop my thoughts into everything that I want to say. So everything I say is like some premeditated kind of like thoughts, that stuff I've been thinking about already for a while, for like a year or 2 or 3, for a while. And it's now just spilling out. Like, sometimes if you wonder how to do a pod, sometimes you gotta brainstorm. Take notes, your own notes. That's like your thoughts. If you don't know how to take notes, just take notes of everything you think of. Every little word that you think of, take notes of it until you start realizing that you're telling yourself a story every day. You know what I mean? So just keep taking notes of everything that you could think of, everything you think of. Every little word you say inside your brain, take notes of it until you start really thinking about some stuff and you really writing some stuff down. It's like a little engine. You just gotta get it warmed up sometimes. But anyway, that's what I've been doing for the past 3 years. Just been brainstorming about everything I've been through, everything I want to do, my fantasies, my reality, mixing it up, twisting it up, flipping it, but keeping the truth as the main subject. You know what I mean? So we could all be on track in life. Because the truth is what matters the most, not lies. But anyways, I still like fantasy. So, because of Spider-Man, because I made a wish to be Spider-Man. You know what I mean? But that's what I mean. Like, it's beautiful to be somebody who grew up to be Spider-Man and able to tell my story as a 31-year-old now versus an 8-year-old who couldn't really tell a story like that or defend himself in a literal way yet. But now I am. I'm defending my 8-year-old self with my pen because, you know what I mean, I don't trust anybody else's pen up in this universe except for mine and Tinashe's, because who else could I trust more than somebody who looks like my signature? Tinashe look like my signature, so I trust Tinashe more than anybody. Just keeping it real. Who could I trust more than Tinashe after looking exactly like my signature, like my drawing? Like, that's the craziest, like, that's the craziest, like, coincidence of all time is drawing your dream baby mama and finding her. Like, that's beautiful. Dream baby mama specifically. I don't know about any other title. I drew my dream baby mama. Everybody know what a baby mama is. Don't play dumb. You know what I mean? Baby mama is some extra specific shit. Draw your dream baby mama. I turned into a challenge. Dream baby mama challenge. Draw your dream baby mama and find her. That's my challenge forever. That's my number one challenge. But anyway, my dream baby mama is a special story. But anyways, that's 2022, right? All that, the dream baby mama story. I just told y'all the whole dream baby mama story so we could talk about it up and down, left, right. I told y'all I could rewind this episode, listen to it up and down again, over and over, around and around, all over that, all right? So I'm not going to keep telling, well, I am going to keep telling this story over and over, but you can hear this episode over and over if you want to refresh your brain, because hey, I am going to tell the story over and over, but this is the first time I ever told it on a pod. So, but anyways, that's my dream baby mama story. I love that story. That's my favorite story in the world. But we about to get into this National American Shape Shifts time. So, the National American Shape Shifts. How did you think about the National American Shape Shifts, Carcell? Well, I'm about to tell you. And you about to either be surprised or very surprised. Are you about to either be surprised or not very surprised? But anyways, how did the National American Shape Shifts come to life? It started with me and Tinashe actually we didn't have a conversation. It started off with me commenting on Tinashe's post. That's how the National American Shape Shifts happened. So if people was all, I can't wait till he's done talking about this Tinashe stuff and starts talking about the National American Shape Shifts. Well, it's actually the National American Shape Shifts is Tinashe stuff. So you ain't never gonna hear a story about Carcell talking about the National American Shape Shifts without mentioning Tinashe, because Tinashe has a lot to do with the National American Shape Shifts, believe it or not. But anyways, how did this happen? I'm on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, talking to Tinashe, commenting on her post, right, about a romantic evening that I want to have with her at the Statue of Liberty. Yes, that's how it happened. Believe it or not. So think about that. I'm going to give y'all a second to think about that. The National American Shape Shifts exists because I was commenting on Tinashe's post about a romantic evening at the Statue of Liberty. And while I was talking to her about this romantic evening at the Statue of Liberty, the National American Shape Shifts crossed my mind, because I was thinking about Tinashe and the Statue of Liberty and taking her out there, and there being a lot of people there, and the Spider Water and Statue of Liberty. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how it happened. So there you go. That's the National American Shape Shift story. There's no other way to tell it, because that's literally how it happened on Twitter, on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Me and Tinashe, our accounts are, because me and Tinashe's account on Twitter, on X, is called, is the reason why the National Marriage Ship exists. So there you go. Y'all want to know the National Marriage Ship story? There you go. I just told you. I don't know what else to say. I was on Twitter commenting on Tinashe's post about a romantic evening at the Statue of Liberty. While I was thinking about the Statue of Liberty, that National Marriage Ships crossed my mind, and now they exist. So that's how it happened. I'm pretty sure y'all probably like, what? That's not how it happened. Yep, yes it did. Happened just like that. So yeah. Ouch. But yeah, this is episode 2, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Episode 3 is coming out probably tomorrow or in the next few days, but I'm just getting used to it. But I just dropped 50 minutes on y'all. Hope y'all enjoy it, because I'm about to be dropping like 50 on y'all every day. 50 minutes to an hour on y'all. So hope y'all enjoy it. Peace. All right, y'all. Peace. Peace out. Peace out, y'all. All right, peace out, y'all. All right, y'all. See y'all later. All right, y'all. Peace. Peace out, y'all.